Good afternoon. It is August 22nd, 2022. Before I start, I just want to say I have my son at home. There might be some background noise, but I'm trying to do this. So you can see we get two measured legs. I believe these are the measured legs. We got a bounce here, and two measured legs of correction, and they trapped a bunch of longs right now towards the end of the day. So that's how I saw it. Really, the way I was playing it was just this trend down from the overnight. And you get, it's probably steeper like this, but you get a break and two legs down. So that's how I was playing it. Let's take a look at these trades. I think... Okay, so 5 o'clock came in here. It really looked like a range. Let me color that. Oh, whoa. So this just looked like a range to me, and you do get a second entry short right there. Oh, that's at 4:30. Okay, so come here. This kind of looks like a failure. Okay, so we get a failure right here, but that reverses on those people. So maybe this was the actual failure. Let me get my crosshair out. And then I saw this yellow channel, but it turned out to be the middle of a larger channel. I got my son pressing all types of buttons. So that's what I started to see near the open. You get a second entry short right here, but you can see that's pretty congestive. Let me mark that as aggressive, because if you read it right, you read it right, but I just wasn't willing to take that risk. We're going into the lows of the range I had drawn, so it just didn't seem like a good idea. So we progress lower. This is probably a failure, but again, this is just very congestive. I wasn't looking for the failure. You get a second entry short right here. I just didn't like that signal bar. For me, it closes above the EMA. You might take this one, but at that point, that looks like a double bottom. So I'm going to mark that one because I kind of like the way that looks, especially if you have the yellow trend channel. Come down here and you get like a triple bottom with a lot of room back to the EMA. So I was considering that at the beginning of the day. All right, so I had to sneeze. I paused the video. I think I was talking about this. You might take that. I mean, it's towards the beginning of the day. Sometimes they try and test the opening price, and that's what pretty much happened right here. To be honest, I looked at this as a second entry. You get a higher low here and a higher low here, I believe. Okay, these are matching lows, but okay, so that would make it a second entry, even technically. It clearly looks like a second entry. So you don't have this trend channel drawn yet, but you might take that with all that room back to the EMA and the bias being as down as it has been. But if you don't jump in that, you get a failure right here. And you get a lower high here, but you have this doji right here, and sometimes they reverse it at the open, so I just wasn't crazy about that. I very much like this failure, though. We don't come to the lows of the channel, so I don't think you have a setup in here. That's a second entry, but it's not a good setup. Come here, first entry failed, second entry long, very close to the trend line. Our trend line is clearly in play. I like that. Room to the lows. Let's see how much. 65. Yeah, so plenty of room for 4 ticks right there. And this clearly was a very nice, strong downtrend, but it was kind of like congestive in there, so we couldn't take anything. Come back here, you get a first entry, second entry. Signal bar's no good, so I don't like that. First entry, second entry doesn't set up well, but then we get this double top. This looks like it's a trap for longs, but with us not hitting the lows of the channel and we just had a break, it's not a good enough setup. get a lower high, but it comes down here too far away. And then we get this channel up begin. And it never really was confirmed down here. You get a confirmation up here, but it immediately breaks. So I don't think you want to go long on with the bias being down. You can see that's a second entry long. Maybe you take it, but I don't like that. This is the trend line. There's a break.
There's the bathroom.
Second entry, but we're trending up. Second entry long, but it's below the EMA. High or low, but you're going into this high and then this high. I don't know. People probably took this second entry short, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for people taking that, but first entry, second entry, did it work? So no, you only get a few ticks on that before it stops you out and goes exactly where you thought it was going to go. And that's why you got to pay attention to the EMA and just take, this isn't off a trend line. Take things off the trend lines. So they're just chopping people up here. You get a first entry, second entry. I like this, very bearish bar. That's a triple test. Plenty of room back to the EMA. I like that very much. Like that a lot. Here you get a failure, but that's going into the EMA. I'm not crazy about that. And this looks like a range, really. So, I don't know. Maybe people take that. I like this one a lot. I marked it green because it looks like maybe it's one leg up. And then we get this channel. And this channel, we get a break up here, but the channel continues to be in play. So that's something to think about. Maybe Mac will draw his trend line a little different. Maybe I am drawing it too tight. I don't think I am. But you can see you get a really nice second entry here. I just like this because the bias is down. And I just felt like they were trapping all these people getting long when we just made a new low, lower than this swing. First entry failure right here, but at this point you just, with the break up here, you're not sure what's happening. But when you get this second entry short, if you're seeing all this, I think you take that. I probably shouldn't take something like that, but if you see all this, take it. This one's aggressive, but I like this. You make a new high, this trend line is clearly in play, and you get a lower high and another lower high, and that's a failure. Yes, it is congestive, but with the bias being as down as it is, okay, I like this trade. And the setups have been working all day. It's not one of those days where it's fooling a lot of people. Whoops, I guess we were right there. So we come down here, and then we make another leg to a new low. I don't see anything. This is too congestive, too much overlap. Second entry, too far from the EMA. Maybe I thought this was a reversal, but it looks like it's... Oh, this is what I meant to mark. Okay. I think, look, we got a break. We got two legs down to a new low, and we get a reversal pattern. I'm not going to take this on a day like today, but I think that looks like a break of this trend channel, one leg down, two legs down. So you might take a reversal there. Me personally, no. We come up here, they're fooling all these people going long. You get two measured legs. You get a failure here, but it looks like really just like a second entry that people who are going long are just taking their profits. I just don't feel confident enough. I think this looks like a failure to me. And that's how it looked in real time. Even though we tick higher right here, that looks like one leg down. Boom. So I like that. Then we come up here and you get a second entry. And it's hard to draw that trend line and have confidence in it. So I marked this green, and there's the EMA right there. But Second entry short, technically a failed second entry long. So you might take that. And that takes us into this close, which is happening right now, just some congestion. So glad I got this done, even though I'm busy at home. Hope everyone had a great day. And let's take a look at the... Okay, so yeah, very big sell-off today. Big sell-off. Okay, so hope everyone has a good day. I'll be back tomorrow.